Welcome to Bowmar Bowhunting. I'm Sarah Bowmar, and this is the story of Captain, the biggest whitetail I have ever hunted.
Smoking. Look at this buck. Oh. This is an African werewolf. I'm talking a bullseye. A bush buck with a bow is so hard.
This is the biggest deer of my life. So big. Oh my god.
I got wires. Oh.
Easily my biggest whitetail.
What a giant bull.
Thanks, babe.
No problem, babe.
Before we start the 2020 hunt for Captain, this actually started back in 2019 when Josh and I bought our first Iowa farm, and this is the farm that Captain lived on. This farm was not ready to hunt. It was overgrown. It was actually a cattle ranch before we bought it. Nothing was set up. There were no food plots for us, but Josh and I were willing to do the work because we knew the potential that this ground had. Well, we definitely had our work cut out for us in the summer of last year. Between clearing trees, mowing down overgrown pastures, to making creek crossings to make the farm more accessible, to tilling, to planting food plots, by the time 2019 deer season rolled around, we were finally ready. All of the hard work and preparation is finally paying off. We are starting to get more and more consistent photos of Captain, and we are so excited for the season to start. Unfortunately, as season went on, Captain became less and less consistent, which is definitely typical of a deer of this age and caliber. Despite Josh's hard work and dedication, he never actually saw Captain in the entire 2019 season. Well, season came and went, and it's now 2020. We are so excited to start shed hunting and hopefully find Captains. As luck would have it, we were able to find one of Captain's sides.
Get the bone. Oh, good. Good girl. It's Captain, honey. It's Captain, yes. Oh, good girl. Oh my gosh, guys, we have been looking everywhere for this buck. He was the deer that I've been hunting all year, and we couldn't find his sheds. I've looked on the farm 3 times, and we finally found one side. This was a borderline boon that we were hoping to find, and we literally were making one last pass on the farm today, and we found Captain. I'm so pumped. I gotta find his other side. I'm sure it's close, but there he is, guys. Check him out. This is our #1 hit lister for next year. Yes!
And a few weeks later, we were able to find the other side. Well, now we need to re-strategize and figure out what went wrong in 2019 in order for us to be successful in hunting Captain in 2020. Our 2020 strategy is to add more cover by planting more summer grass and restructuring and adding food plots based on the 2019 photos we got, all in hopes of being more successful in hunting Captain this deer season. To add to the fun of 2020, I am super pregnant. I'm actually due at the end of July, but that didn't stop me from putting in the work all through summer up until the week I gave birth.
Nice work. When was the baby due? Yesterday.
October finally rolls around and we now have a 2-month-old. And all of you parents out there understand the challenges of having a new baby and trying to get out into the woods. Luckily, we were able to make it work. Josh would stay home while I hunted, vice versa. If we were both hunting, we had to get a babysitter. But we were so excited to hopefully finally get Captain. Despite being a first-time mom and having a newborn at home, I have never worked harder for a deer in my life. But I made it my mission to get Captain in the 2020 deer season.
Well, it's October 1st and we are here in Iowa on one of our farms after a deer we call Captain. Josh had a few encounters with him last year, but just could never seal the deal. So I guess it's my turn this year now to go after him. He's a huge deer. He's going to be the biggest of my life, probably almost 180-inch deer. And he's incredible. He came out last night. Josh has a scrape set up about 40 yards away. And we're hoping that he does the same thing tonight. The wind's perfect. Everything's good. He was back here at 8 this morning. So we're hoping that it works out for us. This is actually the same field that I shot my turkey at this year too. So that'll be really, really cool if we can get it done here at the opener. That was really cool. We got to see him. He's huge. So we'll see what the wind does tomorrow and maybe we can get back out here. Well, it's October 2nd and we are out here again in Iowa after Captain, and last night we saw him about 10 minutes left of shooting light. He was behind us in the beans and just unfortunately never came in. He looked like he was going to a few times, but they get big for a reason and he is a smart old deer. So we're actually set up in a different blind tonight where we think he came from yesterday before he was in the beans where we were sitting. So hopefully it works out. This is actually a food plot that I mowed while I was super pregnant. So it'd be really cool if we got him here. Hopefully, and if we just see him, it'd be awesome. So we'll see what happens. after the same deer captain that we saw a few nights ago. Well, it's October 12th and it was 83 yesterday and it's 67 today. Well, it's October 15th here in Iowa and we are still after Captain. It's October 16th and we are still hunting after Captain here in Iowa. This deer is old and smart and it's gonna take a lot to get him killed, but we're hoping tonight's the night. The wind is good. It's fairly chilly. It's like 55, so a nice cold front came through for us. And yeah, we sat last night, saw a bunch of deer, just not him, unfortunately. So hopefully he found it last night. The camera was really foggy and fogged over, but we did see some big body deer in here over the night. So hopefully one of them was him and he comes back and gives us a shot. So wish us luck. Unfortunately, Captain didn't come in tonight. We had a great sit. 15, 20 deer and some nice bucks came out, but just not him, so it stays cold for one more day, then it gets hot again, so hopefully maybe tomorrow we'll have different luck. Well, it's October 18th and our quest for Captain continues. We actually are sitting in the clover plot tonight. 2 nights ago when we sat the corn, he was in here at 6:40, so that's just kind of how it works. We sat here 5 or 6 times, didn't see him, set another spot, and he comes right on in. So we're hoping that he comes in again. I don't think he's found that corn just yet. Like I said, he was in here at 6:40 the other night, and then last night he was in here right after dark at about 7:30. So hopefully tonight's the night. It snowed this morning. It's 40 right now. Hoping that the deer keep moving around for us and we'll get our shot.
Busted off his whole side.
Well, we don't think it's gonna happen tonight. That's why it's called hunting and not killing, but it's super frustrating. You sit one spot, he comes to this spot, sit this spot, goes to the other spot. But the weather's gonna be good for a few days, so we'll just watch the cameras, see what he does, and make a game plan from there. October 20th, and we're still in Iowa after Captain. This is the hardest that I've worked for one particular deer, and we're hoping, like usual, that tonight's the night. Unfortunately, the last time we hunted him, we were in the clover. He came to the corn. 2 times before that, we were in the corn. He was in the clover, so it's just been this cat and mouse game. But we're hoping that with this weather, it's like 38 degrees today, that he comes in early. The last time he was in here was at 5:45, which is amazing. So we're just hoping that tonight's the night and we can get a kill. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. We've had some awesome deer movement so far. Hopefully that means Captain comes in early. There's 6 does out here right now. We've already had another doe and then a buck. And it's not even 5 o'clock. See a huge buck. I just see part of his antlers, but I think it might be that big 8-pointer that's in here. Worked so hard for one particular whitetail, and he has given us the runaround week after week after week. That's the biggest deer of my life by far. Oh my.
Hello?
Hi.
What's going on, babe?
I shot him.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You shot Captain?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Walk me through what happened. I'm like, no,
2 seconds later, Captain steps out behind him. We were both like, oh, that's it. And he just dwarfs the other ones. And he came in and I shot him at about 24 yards.
Wow. Okay, walk me through like the hit. How'd it hit?
Maybe half my arrow was in him.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It might be just a little far back, but it smoked him.
Well, send me the video. I'll be able to make some judgment calls on that.
Well, the shot was a little further back than what we would have liked, so we're gonna back out, give him a little time, and then start tracking in a few hours. We're gonna watch the footage on the computer, just see which way the blades opened up, and then make a call based on that.
Well, it's been about 6 hours. We backed out, and once we reviewed the footage again on a bigger screen, we can see that the shot is much better than we originally thought, and the exit hole has some blood coming down, so we definitely think I either got liver or maybe even one lung, depending on how that broadhead opened up. And what's really great is Josh made the trip down to help track, so
I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited. Yeah, after watching the footage at first, we were like, oh, that's liver or guts, and then the exit is way better. I was looking, I was like, wow, there's blood coming out right away, which is a good sign. And even if it is liver hit, middle liver like that with a 2-inch cutting broadhead, that could be as good as the lung hit. Lower liver, the deer can definitely live a long time. But the reason we're coming right now instead of waiting till morning is it's going to rain tonight. And back here is a big thicket, tall CRP, cedars, and we want to track as far as we can with blood, at least to 100 yards, I would say.
And we reviewed the footage, like I said, but then we also checked DeerCast, and based on those videos and the shot placement, we definitely have a lot more hope based on that as well. So
DeerCast made a big difference for us. I mean, because we're unsure, we know where the anatomy of deer is, but DeerCast is such an underutilized app. I know that over the years, the past 2 years, I've been using the heck out of that. And based on DeerCast, I mean, it is definitely a liver hit, middle liver hit, which is big. So we're going to see how the blood looks and at least get a direction of where he goes. And then go 100 yards. If he's not in 100, then we'll back out and come back in the morning. But we got to get a direction, so we can get started. All right, I'm along for the ride. Sweet. That's a pretty good sign on it, considering this is really close to the This is looking way better. This is a lot of blood. You would not get this with a gut hit, obviously. Guts plug the hole. He's bleeding out of both sides. A lot. This is a good sign.
It's not a bad sign.
There's a lot right here.
Oh, wow. Guys, look. It is way better than we think. And he is profusely spraying. Whoa. Let me see. All right, guys. Okay, so listen. This is not... I want to explain something to you. Again, we thought that this was a bad hit at first. And so we wanted to start tracking, and we're going to track this deer probably to the end here, because this is really great blood. This is clearly liver and maybe even some lung. And so this is huge. So again, guys, if you do hit a liver deer, it's got to be a very unique situation to track them this early at 6 hours. And so with the rain coming and everything else, we definitely did want to push it. But this is an amazing sign, honey. Your deer is dead. This is good. You got more? Here, Bryce. Whoa. You're on the track.
Okay.
Oh my god. He's
Look at the neck on him. Oh my gosh. This deer gave us the absolute runaround all season. Like I said earlier, I have never sat for one deer so many sits, and especially to do it on my biggest buck today. Oh my gosh. Joshua, I might need your help. Well, we wanted to get Captain out in the daylight to show you guys. The 2-year quest for this buck is finally over. Like I said, I've never worked harder for one specific deer in my life, and to see it all come together last night was just beyond words incredible.
We just shot Captain. I'm losing my mind how big this deer is. Like from this angle, it's just ridiculous. Oh my God.
Lenny has given us the runaround week after week after week. I have never worked so hard for one particular whitetail.
Oh my gosh. You pulled it off.
Somehow.
This deer is so big.
Just so cool. Just so much work, so much effort over the last 2 years for this animal, and to be able to pull it off, unreal.